Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Halyna, the guardian of secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena, and here with me is Vadym, a historian interested in folk culture.
Good day, Halyna, and to all our listeners. Always a pleasure to delve into the rich tapestry of Ukrainian traditions, especially when it involves something as fundamental as the home.
Absolutely, Vadym. Today, we're embarking on a journey into the heart of Ukrainian domestic spirituality, the unseen guardians and ancient rituals that have shielded our homes from evil for centuries. It's a topic so deeply rooted in our ancestors' lives, a testament to their desire for safety and harmony within their most sacred space.
Indeed, the home for any culture is a sanctuary, and in Ukrainian culture, that concept takes on a particularly vibrant, mystical hue. We're not just talking about physical walls, but a spiritual perimeter.
Precisely. And at the very core of this spiritual defense stands the Domovyk, the benevolent house spirit. Our ancestors believed that every home had its own Domovyk, a hairy, grandfatherly figure who resided behind the stove or in the attic. He was the true guardian, ensuring the household's prosperity, peace, and protection from dark forces. If you kept him happy, your home thrived. If you angered him, mischief and misfortune would follow.
The Domovyk is a fascinating cultural archetype, common across many Slavic traditions. From a historical perspective, these household spirits often represent an anthropomorphized version of the ancestral spirit, or the spirit of the hearth. It's a way to imbue the physical space of the home with a living, protective entity, encouraging respectful behavior and maintenance of the household. Leaving out small offerings like a piece of bread or a drop of milk wasn't just appeasement. It was a ritual that reinforced the idea of hospitality and abundance within the home, a psychological assurance that one was never alone or unprotected.
But it was more than just a psychological comfort, Vadym. Many legends speak of the Domovyk physically chasing away malicious spirits or warning the family of impending danger. A knock on the wall, a sudden chill, or the sound of dishes rattling. My great-grandmother swore that her Domovyk once saved her from a house fire by pulling her blanket off the bed in the middle of the night. These weren't just stories, they were felt realities.
And those felt realities are potent. The human mind is highly attuned to patterns and anomalies, especially when under stress. A creaking house, a gust of wind, or even a pet's behavior can be interpreted through the lens of existing beliefs. If you believe a Domovyk is there to protect you, any unusual occurrence can be attributed to its actions, reinforcing faith and providing a framework for understanding the inexplicable. It's an ancient form of stress management and community building, where shared beliefs offer collective comfort.
But it was more than just a psychological comfort, Vadym. Many legends speak of the Domovyk physically chasing away malicious spirits or warning the family of impending danger. A knock on the wall, a sudden chill, or the sound of dishes rattling. My great-grandmother swore that her Domovyk once saved her from a house fire by pulling her blanket off the bed in the middle of the night. These weren't just stories, they were felt realities.
And those felt realities are potent. The human mind is highly attuned to patterns and anomalies, especially when under stress. A creaking house, a gust of wind, or even a pet's behavior can be interpreted through the lens of existing beliefs. If you believe a Domovyk is there to protect you, any unusual occurrence can be attributed to its actions, reinforcing faith and providing a framework for understanding the inexplicable. It's an ancient form of stress management and community building, where shared beliefs offer collective comfort.
Yet the Domovyk wasn't the only line of defense. Our homes were literally woven with magic. Take the rushnyky, the intricately embroidered towels. They weren't just decorative, they were powerful talismans, particularly when hung over windows and doors. The symbols stitched into them, the tree of life, birds, geometric patterns, were not random. They were ancient protective glyphs, carefully chosen to ward off the evil eye, illness, and unwelcome spirits.
The rushnyk is a cornerstone of Ukrainian folk art and culture, and you're right, the symbolism is profound. From a historian's viewpoint, these patterns are often ancient solar symbols, fertility motifs, or representations of the cosmos. Hanging them over openings like windows and doors isn't just about warding off evil, it's about defining sacred space, marking a clear boundary between the ordered, safe world of the home and the chaotic, unknown outside. It's an aesthetic declaration of identity and a visual prayer for well-being, offering a sense of beauty and belonging that inherently strengthens the family unit.
But what about the more active, tangible elements? The use of specific plants, for example. Garlic wasn't just for cooking. Braids of garlic were hung by the door. Wormwood, pollen, was placed under thresholds or burned to cleanse the air. Poppy seeds were scattered around the house. These were not just symbolic, they were believed to have actual power against dark entities.
Ah, the botanical arsenal. Garlic, of course, has well-known medicinal properties and a pungent odor that can deter pests. Its historical association with warding off disease could easily translate into a belief that it repels supernatural evils, which were often linked to illness. Wormwood is another fascinating one. It's intensely aromatic and has been used for its medicinal properties and as an insect repellent. Its bitterness is striking, and in many cultures, bitter substances are used in purification rituals, symbolically driving away negativity. As for poppy seeds, some theories suggest scattering them was meant to distract evil spirits, who would be compelled to count every single seed, thus leaving the household alone. It's a clever psychological trick for deterring perceived threats.
But imagine the chill in the air on Christmas Eve when the family brings in the diduch, a sheaf of wheat, the spirit of the ancestors, and then places garlic cloves on the table corners under the cloth. Or during Kupala night, when wormwood is woven into wreaths not just for beauty, but to literally filter out malevolent forces from passing through the family home. These weren't passive acts, they were active, visceral engagements with the spirit world. It was a constant dialogue between the seen and the unseen, a belief that the lines were incredibly thin.
The rituals surrounding key calendar dates are particularly rich. They mark transitions and reinforce community bonds. The diduch, for instance, is a powerful symbol of fertility, harvest, and ancestral presence. Bringing it into the home is an act of welcoming abundance and honoring lineage, grounding the family in its past. Placing garlic, while interpreted mystically, also serves as a potent sensory marker of the sacredness of the occasion. These rituals provided structure, meaning, and a sense of collective protection through shared tradition. The psychological impact of engaging in these acts, performed generation after generation, is immense. It fosters a deep sense of security and belonging.
And the threshold itself. It wasn't just a wooden plank. It was considered a liminal space, a boundary between worlds. You never shook hands or passed things over the threshold. It was bad luck, inviting discord. Before a long journey, people would sit on the threshold for a moment, absorbing its protective energy.
The threshold as a liminal space is a universal concept in anthropology. It marks a transition. From a practical standpoint, passing things over a threshold might be awkward or lead to dropping items. But symbolically, it's about respect for boundaries. Sitting on it before a journey is a moment of pause, a meditative act before embarking on the unknown. It's about grounding oneself, gathering one's thoughts, and acknowledging the safety of the home before venturing out. It's a very human need for ritual before significant events, creating a mental and emotional boundary.
Then there's the power of sound and light, the chime of a bell over the door to scare away evil, the flickering flame of a candle blessed in church, carried through every room on a holy day, its smoke believed to cleanse and purify.
Both sound and light have practical and symbolic power. Bells, with their clear, resonant tones, create a distinct auditory boundary. Historically, bells were used to signal danger or mark significant events, so their association with protection is natural. Fire and light are ancient symbols of life, warmth, and purification. A candle flame illuminates darkness, literally and metaphorically, making it a perfect tool for symbolic cleansing. The smoke, in many cultures, acts as a medium for carrying prayers or driving away impurities. Again, the ritual provides a tangible action for an intangible desire to purify and protect.
It's clear to me that these practices were not merely superstitions. They were sophisticated systems of belief designed to create a sense of safety and spiritual fortification. Our ancestors poured their hope, fear, and love into these rituals, imbuing their homes with a palpable energy of protection. For them, a well-protected home was a shield for their soul, their family, their entire existence.
And I agree that while we might interpret the magic differently today, the intent and outcome were profound. These practices fostered a deep connection to ancestry, community, and the land. They instilled a sense of order, cleanliness, and mindfulness in daily life. Whether it was the Domovyk ensuring tidiness or garlic warding off literal pests, these rituals created a structured environment that enhanced physical health and psychological well-being. The belief in an unseen guardian or the power of a specific herb provided comfort and strength in a world where answers weren't always readily available. It's a testament to human ingenuity in creating meaning and security.
But what essentially our double conclusion today is that while the mystical elements provided direct spiritual protection, the rituals themselves cultured cultural identity, psychological resilience, and practical safeguards. They taught us how to care for our homes not just as physical structures, but as living, breathing entities.
Exactly. The magic, in many ways, was in the mindfulness, the community, and the continuous reinforcement of shared values. These unseen guardians truly protected Ukrainian homes, both literally and figuratively, by binding families to their heritage and to each other.
Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the heart of Ukraine.